How are we going, everybody? I thought I'd come out into our little orchard and check out the trees. I pruned all these about a month ago. Actually it was a month ago. Just over a month ago. It was just before the start of June. I got stuck into them. All these trees, most of them were standing about 5-6 foot tall, quite high. And I brought them right down to about 3 foot, some of them, or 90 centimetres. Some of them are a little bit taller, some a bit shorter, obviously, depending on the shape. Just wanted to come out and see how they're going. Let's go for a little walk and see what we got going on here. I haven't labelled them all properly. They've got their labels down below. This is a pear tree. As you can see, I've cut this right back. Even this centre now that I'm looking at it, I've cut it off. I'm thinking, what did I leave this in here for? Because I want to open it up. So if I leave that there, I'll probably get some more branches out of here. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I should just, you know what, I'm going to cut it off. Bit of, maintenance and a revisit, what we done last time. And there it goes. So that's better. Now I can get an open vase shape. That's what we want to create here. Just to recap on what we're doing here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of assorted fruit trees. One of every kind. There's no 2 trees of the same variety. There's no 2 apples, same variety apples. So there's one of every kind here. So that makes it 120 there. We've got 40 olives on that side, 2 rows, and 20 fig trees down there. So that's 60, it's 180 trees in this little orchard, and a few more over there for Jawas and all that. But this is okay. Look at this, it's still holding its leaf. This is an apple. And again, looking at that, this branch, it's already too high for me. So when you first prune a tree, you think you've got the shape right, and sometimes after a while you start seeing things, or you think you're doing the right thing. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you revisit again, you start to realise maybe I could have cut it a bit more. Again, this one here, it has to open up. Maybe these spurs here, or these little buds need to spurt out and grow for me and become another side branch, and then I can take this one off. But for now, I'll leave that one there like that. That's okay. That's really low. This is a problem. Again, suckers coming up. I thought I took them all out. I don't know if I did, but anyway, look at this. That's suckering up from the bottom. We've got a bit of grass and weeds growing on. Come on, settle down, boys and girl. What's this variety here? Apple Bonza. Have never had one of those before, but I reckon it's going to be delicious. Look how far down. It's come right down from the roots. There it is. All right, we're going to cut that off. It's right down there next to the trunk. That's a sucker. These are the rootstock that they're grafted on. I did that segment, I don't know when it was, a few days ago. I spoke to you about suckers coming up from the base on my ornamental pear trees down the wedding area. And this is what happens. They sucker up and they're grafted onto this sort of rootstock. And there's a variety of rootstocks they use. The problem is sometimes the rootstock itself takes off, like it does here. Then the top half of the tree, which is, the graft itself, starts to go backwards because the tree is not getting the nutrients it wants. The rootstock wants to grow its own tree, its own self-right, which is fair enough. This is a price you pay when you want to grow trees really fast. You get the rootstocks taken off and you've got to maintain that. Oh, look at this. This is not good. Look at that. The label itself is digging into, oh, bugger. All right, my ignorance. We've got it's wrapped itself around and we've got sap coming out, or gum coming out from the stress trying to heal itself. Wow, I need my glasses. I can't see how deep that is. That's grown right into the centre of the tree. Look at this. Over here, it's dug right in. No good, folks. That's got to come off. Now this is a Japanese plum satsuma, which is quite a common one you can get at your local garden centres. And I cut this down, well, obviously it was pretty high, it was pretty tall. So when I first cut it down, I thought I'd done a good enough job. It's ring barking and I've got to take it all off completely, folks. I'm going to cut it right back down to here now. I'm going to use my little lows number 1. Actually, I might use my bypass because they're too small. These are fantastic, but these for small cuts, small branches, small hands. Falco's got a beautiful range of secateurs as well, folks. I love them both. But I'm going to use a bypass because I can get in there better. And these are super sharp. Let's hope it cuts through. This is hardwood and my hands, there we go, done. Little bit of damage. That's what happens with the bypass. It presses on and I should have had it upside down. See, my fault. Here's a mistake I made. When you're cutting with a bypass secateur like this, see how you got the blade, it runs past the one side of the bottom part, which is the, I don't know what you want to call that, just the base. Anyway, see how it slides past? Now, I cut this way. I had the base or the blade sliding on top, which is away from the branch, or the bottom of the rootstock, that is. The way you should cut with a bypass is always have the blade facing the inside. An example here, this is too high already for me. See that little bud there? I'll cut back to here, right? Now, if I cut this way, that's the wrong way. Because that is leaning against the branch here, it's going to damage the bark. And if I do it this way, at least the blade is closer to the center of the plant. So I'll get a clean cut on that side, and any damage caused will be on the cut-off piece. Didn't damage it here, but at least I've got a nice clean cut here. See there, down here? That's the damage. Now, I'm going to try and cut it again. I'm going to try and get my blade around it first and clean that mess up there. This time, we've got a nice clean cut. There's no damage on that side. And that's it. Now that needs to be painted over as well. That's too big a cut to leave open like that. I've got to get this label back in there. I know how. There we go. The label's on there. The stick's in there, done. Good job. Next. All right, folks, this is a quince tree. What variety we got here? Smyrna. Now this last year, or this year when I harvested in summer, 6-7 foot tall, leaning over, 4 or 5 fruit on the top of it. I cut it right back, and you know, by comparison to the height it was, that's pretty low. But now that I've come back with fresh eyes, I'm looking at this and saying, okay, why did I leave these 2 branches in the middle on? I've got a couple of little spurs here that may bear some fruit. I doubt it. This one more likely. This has all got to come out. So I've got 1, 2, 3 branches, nice. These ones here, if they grow out, again, the problem, I want to have a nice wide tree. You saw the pear tree yesterday, or 2 days ago actually. If you haven't seen it, scroll through our videos, go to our YouTube channel, check it all out there. If you're not watching this now on YouTube, you'll be able to see how I pruned my advanced pear tree and opened it up. I want these trees to grow up to about 5 foot, right? Well, 5 foot to me is about here really, but you know, the reality is it's only up here somewhere. So I want it to be about 5 foot. Yeah, I've got to take the piss out of myself sometimes, don't I? Nobody else does. There's plenty of you out there. Keep your mouth quiet now. But I want it to be about 6-7 foot round, 2 or 3 meters in diameter. I wanted that to be that wide. So this, having it here, is not going to give me the 5 foot height. It's going to give me 6, 7, 8, 9 feet high. That's too high. So both of these are going to come out. Wrong tools to cut them off with. Actually, this one here may be okay. But there's no, see, I don't want to cut it here where the fork is already. I need to cut it down there, and that's way too small for that. It's going to be too weak. So I'll come back with my pruning saw to clean that up, and that's what I think you guys should be doing with your trees, folks. Whether you've got an advanced tree or a small tree, get out there and start pruning it. If you pruned it already once, go back and revisit it with fresh eyes. Have a look at it again with the anticipation that you're going to keep it to grow small and wide. That's what you wanted to do. And coming up soon, by the end of this month, get your fertilizers ready. If it's a new tree you've planted, we've got our tree planting pack available on our website. It's got all the goodies that you need to give your tree the fighting chance to grow big, strong and healthy. Or otherwise, get yourself ready. By the end of July, early August, you need to be putting your compost, your manures, and especially your black grit into the garden bed. Check it all out at vasilisgarden.com. And if you're watching this live or just as we've uploaded it, because it's not live, it's been recorded, switch over straight away to 3AW Radio to listen to me and Darren talking gardening. Love to hear from you. Give us a call and check out our website, vasilisgarden.com. Black grit up to 70% off. You ain't going to get a better deal than that from me, Vasili Maresi. That's vasilisgarden.com.